FSS Simply Payments powered by Money Control.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to FSS and Money Control present Simply Payments 2025. Tonight, this room brings together some of the most influential voices shaping the future of this sector: regulators, technologists, banking leaders, AI experts, and transformation architects. To set the tone for the evening, it is my privilege to invite a leader who has spent over 2 decades building and scaling global payments systems. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Vishal Maru, Global Processing Head, FSS.
We are truly delighted to have our well-wishers, our customers, our partners in this room today. Over 35 years in the industry, in the payment industry, we are thankful that you have always encouraged us, motivated us, and empowered us to innovate, evolve, and stay ahead. And we launched our FSS platform, Blaze, and Smart Recon. I'm very proud, very happy to say that we have got phenomenal response on our Blaze platform. We got some 10 plus contracts being signed in the last year on the Blaze platform. And while I speak to you, we are in the process of rolling out more than 150 banks on Smart Recon. So thanks for all the support which you gave us. This year, the theme is AI in payments, governance, security, and framework. And this reflects our belief that innovation without guardrail is not innovation, it is risk. At FSS, we believe the future of payment must be built on strong AI governance, robust security, and trusted framework. Over the course of this evening, you will see demonstration from our FSS team showcasing some very compelling use cases. We have also aligned some very insightful panel discussion where the industry leaders will decode what governance, security, and framework is all about in the AI world. And of course, you will hear from distinguished experts where they will talk about how AI is important in this whole VUCA world. Let's get started. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Our next speaker is a visionary policymaker who is redefining India's position in global finance. Please welcome K. Rajaraman, Chairperson of the International Financial Service Centers Authority.
India is one of the fastest growing large economies in the world. And the last 35 years have been very remarkable in terms of enabling the private sector to take the lead in the development of the country. Amongst all the reforms that have been done in India, to me, the most important reform has been the inclusion reforms. The rest of the reforms have actually made the Indian economy resilient. They have made us, India is now a lodestar in terms of financial stability and also political stability as well. We would be preferring us to do innovation along with a proper sound risk management framework. I think. So we would like to support all kinds of innovation while also assuring ourselves that the business have undertaken sufficient measures to ensure that the risks stay within control. Thanks to Money Control and FSS for having bring all these people together for a thought-provoking event. We all believe that I think we can all work together to make the world a much safer place and a much more livable place by use of AI in a very safe manner. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Our next keynote comes from one of India's most respected voices in financial regulations. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to welcome Ramasubramaniam Gandhi, former Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank of India. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us your precious time.
So everything started from the digital payment system. That's AI-based payments is within a subset of the digital payments. That's the way we can see it. So digital payments, anything which was then was being handled through paper and other traditional modes, we shifted to digital mode. That's it. It was just a transformation of doing the same thing with the digital. Whereas with the AI, human intelligence is supposed to be what normally to be applied, will be applied by the system that we have developed, trained, and appropriately implemented. That's a fundamental thing. But in the process, what is required whenever any innovation takes place in the world, anywhere in the world, especially more specifically in the regulatory arena, regulators will always be looking at what needs to be permitted, what need not be permitted, what should be banned. We should be responsible and we should be ethical in making good use of the technology. So with those words, I will close my discussion with you. Thank you very much for listening.
Joining us are two stalwarts driving next-gen payments engineering. Anirban Roy, Head of Platform, and Krishnamurthy KR, the Delivery Head, FSS. Together, they are building the backbone of tomorrow's intelligent payments infrastructure. So I'll first invite Anirban and then you can take over.
When we started this journey, one of the key challenges we looked at in the industry and also that we have been facing ourselves is the legacy architecture. Systems that have been built in older technologies and been there in operation for many, many years. How do we kind of build a more robust system, graduating from there to the what is best in class to be offered by the technology world. And this is what we have done over the last 3 years, is built a robust platform with all the key essentials of technology, the infrastructure engineering, the entire functional design and innovation, the business services, the connector architectures, all of that we have been trying to put in place and have put in place. So at the very core are the framework services, which are the technology services. We have been talking about it, launching feature by feature. We also have something called Blaze Studio, where all of this stack is kind of available, right from how you build your UI, how you build your services, how you make your services talk to the UI or your micro frontends talk to your services, both ways. So it's a flywheel kind of an effect. You have your services generates data, the data gets used to train your models, and then that intelligence gets fed back into your services to make your services more intelligent, right? Blaze is powering the largest banks in our country, and we are taking it to the other regions. And please join us, put your trust on us to partner with you and take it forward with you all.
What is it that banks want today, right? The basics first. Banks need support for a wide range of functional reconciliation needs. To achieve all of this, we are introducing recon.ai, our latest version of our reconciliation engine. Problem that many banks face is sometimes a wrong file comes in, right? File meant for UPI reconciliation goes to the IMPS thing. Typically what happens, we ingest the file, doesn't work, raise a ticket to the IT team, and 2 hours has gone away before you can get anything done. But our smart routing engine will allow us to route the files to the right place. So that helps save time. Exception management is a lot easier. For one of our processors, we brought 5 banks on board onto our system in the first 3 months, and then we continued improving. In probably 10 months of this year, we've onboarded 14 different banks onto our platform, which means we are doing about a rate of a bank and a half every month. So that's the kind of speed our latest recon.ai platform helps us with. We've been your trusted partner for many years. 40 banks use us. But by the same time next year, we would have hit a double century. We would have more than 200 banks trusting FSS with processing either directly on their systems or through a vendor. Thank you.
FSS Simply Payments powered by Money Control. FSS Simply Payments powered by Money Control.
Let's now move on to an important discussion from pilots to production, governance, and ROI in AI. Moderating this session is Hamsini Karthik, editor BFSI at Money Control, and joining her on the panel, Kiran Hijmadi, Senior Vice President of Product, FSS, and Rugang Piranjape, Managing Partner at NCCube and Chairman of SBI's Risk Management Committee. Hamsini, over to you.
I'll start with you, Mr. Murangan. What are the 2-3 key risks that come on top of your head when it's all about implementation of AI?
So I think when you're looking at AI and looking at AI, say from a bank's perspective, sitting in a bank today, your first concern is in terms of making sure that all your AI models are absolutely robust. So I think you really start with looking at your model governance. And again, in most banks in India, one, it is a regulatory requirement, but I think most banks on their own have very robust model governance sort of frameworks in place. So I think your first step is to really say, what is the purpose? Whenever you're building an AI tool, and what is the purpose? And that is really where you start from. The second thing you really got to check is in terms of your data consistency, your data lineage, in terms of your data clean, how clean your data is. Third, and I think one of the very important things we look for is the consistency in terms of output. AI is now a part of what we are doing day to day, and therefore it's very important to have systems, processes, models, and all of this around it.
As transactions are exploding, they've exploded already 10x in the last 2-3 years. As transactions further explode, how do you see or how do you ensure that AI systems stay fast, nimble, and adapt to the nature of transactions?
When the bank engages into injecting AI into the processes, into the workflows, they have to bear in mind that don't do it only from the perspective of experimentation, right? You have to think much beyond it because it's a big thing that you're injecting into this, right? So that's one aspect of it. Second aspect of it is AI is just not about adding a layer or adding a patch to your existing system,
Absolutely.
right? It is about relooking at your complete workflow from your bottom to the top, right? If you don't have that in place, any number of AI coming in will be just one more thing done and not really kind of catering to your end customer in that sense.
A session from a leader who is steering AI transformation across global payment ecosystems again. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Rishi Verma, Head Global AI Center for Excellence at FSS.
With the the problem statements the leader has stated, there are certain data-led studies which has been done by Forrester, Gartner, and McKinsey, which talks about that AI as a technology is not a challenge, but assurance is. FSS Blaze Cosmos, we have 5 important components, and this entire reporting framework or the reports that we have designed is backed with our global frameworks that we comply with, right from EU AI Act to RBI Free AI, then SDAIA, then UNESCO and OECD. Now these are certain global compliances that we comply with, along with ISO 42001 certifications that we have cleared. FSS is powering AI-led growth by infusing intelligence across the entire payments journey. And there are 2 critical pillars to it, that is around efficiency and the trust, where we are delivering breakthrough efficiency with the agentic automation, and which is transforming the high volume operation into fast and accurate and the cost-effective solution. And if you look at the trust, where we are building the resilient and the regulator-ready enterprise through the trusted, transparent, and explainable AI embedded into our product. And when we actually say that, FSS is embedding AI in the entire payments value chain, it's not just a tagline, it's our operating model. With Cosmos Blaze AI as an, AI foundation, our trust center as our guardrail, and your agentic AI as the next frontier.
We now move on to the flagship panel of the evening, a deep dive into regulatory expectations and AI frameworks in payments. Moderated once again by Hamsini Karthik, this discussion will bring together an exceptional panel. Put your hands together for Indranil Pandit, Chief Digital Officer, Federal Bank, Vipin Sorelia, Vice President and Head Risk Services, India and South Asia, Visa. And may I invite Rishi Verma once again to join us on stage.
Visa is probably no stranger to the whole world. You operate at scale everywhere. What are the 2-3 important learnings that you took on AI front to India that you're implementing as working very well back home?
Visa, and thank you for highlighting, we have not been stranger to AI. In fact, it has been integral part of what we have been doing for last 3 decades. In fact, we proud ourselves for being the pioneers in introducing AI technology, given the fact that the technology itself has evolved through a lot of phases. I'm talking about predictive AI to fight frauds. It's most important to win the trust of the consumer who's adopting new technology.
When you design an AI system that remains compliant, explainable, and auditable across global markets, what are the different elements that go into it, and how do you ensure that it stands the test of time across different regulatory terrains?
See, when we design at FSS, when we were designing our own artificial intelligence management system, we got ourselves compliant to various global norms. So with all these, considerations in place, we managed to design our AIMS, and I think this should be the way, if anyone is planning to, cater to such kind of global compliances and design the AIMS, they should start on day one.
When you talk about AI implementation and all that, from a compliance perspective, what is your one biggest expectations from both of them to ensure that in the process of you meeting the final consumer, there is no glitch, nobody is going to come back to you and say, oh, this could have been done better?
AI is, all of us have to remember that AI is a very old animal. It's been around from the 60s. Generative AI, which most of us tend to confuse with AI, is 3 years old. It completed 3 years this month.
True.
It is a very, very new animal. Customer needs to know what his data or her data is being used for.
Yes.
The regulator has to and will ask and has a right to ask, how did you come to this decision?
Yes.
For which obviously there are a lot of frameworks like Lime and SHAP and all of those, which basically enable you to say on a point in time, how did this decision happen?
We are honored to welcome Professor Ganesh Ramakrishnan from IIT Bombay and Principal Investigator of Bharat Gen. He will begin with a presentation that sets the context for us and for the future of AI-driven payments, trust and regulation. And following his address, he will be in conversation with Vishal Maru for a deeper round of discussion that explains us the insights and reflections that will come out of his presentation. Over to you, all yours.
So we have this national sovereign ecosystem called Bharat Gen set up very uniquely as a partnership between academic institutions and a Section 8 company at IIT Bombay. And the goal here is technological sovereignty. Now, specifically, the relevance to future-proofing India's payment and the role that this Bharat Gen initiative plays, I think it's very important to draw your attention to the fact that we have completely localized solutions in situations where we need air gapping, where localization is possible through large models distilled onto small models with high fidelity. This is ambitious. It needs participation from every Indian to avoid recolonization. And it's important that right? The entire deep tech stack is sovereign. The ability to also make sure that we are culturally sensitive and sovereign in our adaptation of this program is as important. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
I was very impressed with what you are doing on Bharat Gen. And even as FSS, we have been involved and engaged in doing a lot of work around artificial intelligence. And everybody has seen that today. My very direct question to you is that what is that people like us, the financial institution like us and the academians can do together to make AI more reliable, more scalable, more controlled and more governed? So what is that we can do together?
Co-design. If you look at how China has made such great progress in the area of generative AI is by co-designing, largely co-designing between people who understand compute infra, the architecture, and people who understand machine learning and AI, people like me. They co-design. If we come together, right, create a mechanism by which we can do this co-design of incorporation of perhaps voice interfaces for the payment, I would say that's a very low-hanging fruit, but it really needs to be thrashed out to the finest levels of details, right? With trust. I think the most important part here is trust. It's often easy for us to trust Western solutions. We need to trust our own solutions. China has done that again, right? A lot to learn from them. We may fail, but it's better to fail fast and fail forward, and that's possible when we co-design.
To conclude this landmark evening, it is an honor to invite a leader who has transformed FSS from a rupees 200 crore organization to 1,100 crore global payments powerhouse. Please welcome Mr. V. Balasubramaniam, CEO FSS.
We are very happy that the banks have supported us in our journey towards last 34 years. And most important for us is that banks have trusted us. So that is very clear. So whole day, many of our team would have talked about trust center, trust. Everything is about trust. Payment is trust. Again, we'll harp on that trust is everything. And as a bank, you have trusted us for last 34 years in working with you on various journeys across the payments. So one of the important part I would like to say as a part of our point of view, it is time that bank has to move away from their legacy systems. I'm very happy that 10 of the banks chose, and one of the large bank in the country has chosen this of migrating their major issuance systems towards the modernization of microservices. I think the largest bank in this country does it. I'm sure most of the other banks will follow that. How do we use AI uncommonly well? Using the trust is what we need to do. So our whole objective is to ensure that each of you can go back as a usage, not ChatGPT, but use something which is relevant to your policy in your organization, your vision in your organization, and you can create that happen. I think we have won the game of artificial intelligence, and we can be with Bharat Gen and our own usage of artificial intelligence in uncommon way. I think we can be global leaders in payments. We'll work with all the banks in building AI use cases in the payments to transform payments industry, not only in India, globally. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate spending your time with us. Thank you.
FSS Simply Payments powered by Money Control.